Most kidney damage doesn't cause pain, doesn't raise alarms, and doesn't show up early. By the time people notice symptoms, years of silent strain have already passed. Today, I'll show you 5 simple fruits that may help protect your kidneys naturally, long before problems begin.
Your kidneys are small organs with an outsized responsibility. Every single day, they filter roughly 150 to 180 liters of blood, removing waste products, excess fluids, and metabolic byproducts while carefully retaining what your body still needs. Beyond filtration, the kidneys regulate electrolytes such as sodium and potassium, help control blood pressure through hormone signaling, support red blood cell production, and maintain acid-base balance. When kidney function declines, these systems do not fail all at once. They deteriorate gradually and quietly. One of the main reasons kidney stress goes unnoticed is that the body compensates extremely well. A significant portion of kidney function can be lost before obvious symptoms appear. During this silent phase, the kidneys are often under increased workload due to chronic dehydration, high blood sugar, excessive sodium intake, oxidative stress, or low-grade inflammation. Over time, this constant strain damages delicate filtering units called nephrons. Once nephrons are lost, they do not regenerate. Oxidative stress plays a central role in this process. As waste products accumulate and blood vessels become inflamed, free radicals damage kidney tissue and impair blood flow to the filtration system. In parallel, chronic inflammation, often driven by poor diet quality, further accelerates scarring and functional decline. This is why kidney health is closely tied to cardiovascular health, metabolic health, and even gut health. Hydration is another critical factor. Adequate fluid intake helps the kidneys dilute waste products and reduces the concentration burden placed on each nephron. However, hydration alone is not sufficient if the diet consistently introduces inflammatory compounds, excess sugar, or mineral imbalances. This is where food quality becomes essential. Fruits, when chosen wisely, can support kidney health by providing antioxidants, fiber, and phytonutrients that reduce oxidative stress and inflammation. Certain fruits also support vascular function, helping maintain healthy blood flow through the kidneys. Fiber plays a secondary but important role by improving gut health, which reduces the production of toxins that the kidneys would otherwise need to filter. It is important to clarify that fruit does not cleanse or detox the kidneys. Your kidneys already perform detoxification continuously. What supportive foods can do is reduce unnecessary strain, improve metabolic conditions that burden the kidneys, and help preserve remaining kidney function over time. This preventive long-term approach is where nutrition has the greatest impact, well before lab values shift or symptoms emerge. Understanding this foundation allows you to evaluate foods not as cures, but as tools that either increase or reduce the daily workload placed on your kidneys.
Fruit number 1. Blueberries. Blueberries consistently rank among the most kidney-friendly fruits, not because they perform any kind of detox, but because they reduce several of the underlying stresses that gradually damage kidney tissue. One of their most important advantages is their exceptionally high concentration of anthocyanins. These natural pigments give blueberries their deep blue color and act as powerful antioxidants inside the body. Antioxidants help neutralize free radicals that would otherwise damage the delicate blood vessels and filtration structures within the kidneys. From a kidney-specific perspective, oxidative stress and low-grade inflammation are 2 major drivers of functional decline. Anthocyanins have been shown to reduce inflammatory signaling and improve endothelial function, meaning they help blood vessels relax and respond more effectively. since the kidneys rely on a dense network of tiny blood vessels to filter blood efficiently. Even small improvements in vascular health can meaningfully reduce long-term strain. Another advantage of blueberries is their relatively low potassium content compared to many other fruits. For individuals who are monitoring potassium intake, especially those with early kidney dysfunction, this makes blueberries easier to incorporate without significantly increasing electrolyte burden. While potassium is essential for healthy nerve and muscle function, excessive levels can become problematic when kidney clearance is compromised. Blueberries provide nutritional value without pushing potassium intake too high. Blueberries also contain modest amounts of soluble and insoluble fiber. Fiber supports gut health, which indirectly protects the kidneys by reducing the production of uremic toxins that would otherwise need to be filtered out of the bloodstream. A healthier gut environment means fewer inflammatory byproducts circulating through the body and less filtration demand placed on the kidneys. In terms of blood sugar impact, blueberries have a relatively low glycemic load when consumed in reasonable portions. Stable blood sugar is critical for kidney health, as chronic glucose spikes are a well-known contributor to kidney damage over time. Pairing blueberries with a source of protein or healthy fat, such as yogurt, nuts, or seeds, can further blunt glucose responses and improve metabolic stability. Both fresh and frozen blueberries offer similar benefits. Frozen varieties are often picked at peak ripeness and retain most of their antioxidant content, making them a practical and cost-effective option year-round. What matters most is portion control and consistency rather than large, occasional servings. Rather than viewing blueberries as a superfood, it is more accurate to see them as a low-risk, high-benefit addition to a kidney-supportive eating pattern. Over time, small daily choices like this help reduce cumulative stress on the kidneys and support their ability to function efficiently for years to come.
Fruit number 2, apples. Apples are one of the most accessible and consistently beneficial fruits for kidney health, largely because they support multiple systems that reduce kidney workload rather than directly acting on the kidneys themselves. Their value lies in simplicity, regularity, and metabolic support, making them a practical choice for long-term kidney protection. One of the key components in apples is soluble fiber, particularly pectin. Pectin plays an important role in binding waste products and metabolic byproducts in the gut, reducing the amount of uremic toxins that eventually enter the bloodstream. When fewer toxins circulate in the blood, the kidneys have less filtration burden, allowing them to operate under lower chronic stress. This gut-kidney connection is increasingly recognized as a critical factor in preserving kidney function over time. Apples also contain polyphenols and flavonoids that contribute antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. These compounds help mitigate oxidative stress, which damages kidney tissue and impairs blood vessel function when left unchecked. By reducing inflammation at the vascular level, apples indirectly support healthy blood flow through the kidneys, which is essential for efficient filtration and oxygen delivery to kidney tissue. Another advantage of apples is their moderate potassium content. For individuals with early-stage kidney issues or those aiming to be proactive, apples typically fit well into kidney-conscious diets without significantly elevating potassium intake. As with any fruit, portion size matters, but apples are generally easier to manage compared to higher potassium options. Blood sugar stability is another area where apples provide meaningful support. Whole apples have a relatively low glycemic load, especially when eaten with the skin intact. The combination of fiber and polyphenols slows glucose absorption, reducing sharp blood sugar spikes. This is particularly relevant for kidney health, as chronic hyperglycemia is one of the leading contributors to kidney damage over time. It is important to distinguish between whole apples and apple juice. Juicing removes most of the fiber and concentrates sugars, which eliminates many of the kidney protective benefits. Whole apples, whether fresh or lightly cooked, preserve fiber structure and deliver more stable metabolic effects.
From a practical standpoint, apples are affordable, widely available, and easy to incorporate into daily meals. They can be eaten alone, paired with protein or healthy fats, or included in balanced snacks without placing excess strain on blood sugar or electrolyte balance. Rather than being seen as a detox food, apples function as a quiet support system. Over time, consistent intake helps reduce inflammatory load, improve gut health, stabilize blood sugar, and lower the cumulative stress placed on the kidneys, exactly the kind of long-term support kidney health depends on. Fruit number 3. Cranberries. Cranberries are often associated with urinary tract health, but their relevance to kidney health goes beyond a single use case. Their primary value lies in reducing factors that indirectly strain the kidneys, particularly recurrent urinary tract infections and chronic low-grade inflammation. By addressing these upstream stressors, cranberries can play a supportive role in protecting kidney function over time. One of the most well-documented properties of cranberries is their ability to inhibit bacterial adhesion in the urinary tract. Cranberries contain unique proanthocyanins that prevent certain bacteria, especially E. coli, from attaching to the lining of the urinary tract. When bacteria are unable to adhere, they are more easily flushed out during urination, reducing the risk of infection. Fewer infections mean fewer inflammatory episodes that can travel upward toward the kidneys and cause additional damage. Repeated or untreated urinary tract infections increase the risk of kidney involvement, particularly in vulnerable populations. Each infection creates an inflammatory environment that places extra stress on kidney tissue. By lowering infection frequency, cranberries indirectly reduce this inflammatory burden and help preserve kidney integrity. Cranberries are also rich in antioxidants that help counter oxidative stress. Free radical damage contributes to vascular dysfunction and tissue scarring within the kidneys over time. The polyphenols in cranberries support healthier blood vessels, which improves circulation and oxygen delivery to kidney tissue. Efficient blood flow is essential for effective filtration and waste removal. Another advantage of cranberries is their relatively low potassium content compared to many other fruits. This makes them easier to include in kidney-conscious diets, particularly for individuals who need to monitor potassium intake. As always, portion control remains important, but cranberries generally pose less electrolyte risk than higher potassium fruits. It is important to address form and preparation. Sweetened cranberry juices and dried cranberries often contain large amounts of added sugar, which can negate many of the metabolic benefits and increase kidney stress over time. Unsweetened cranberry juice, whole fresh cranberries, or low-sugar extracts are more appropriate options when kidney health is the goal. Cranberries should not be viewed as a cure or a substitute for medical treatment of urinary infections. Instead, they function best as a preventive, supportive tool. When used consistently and appropriately, cranberries can help reduce infection-related inflammation, support vascular health, and lower cumulative kidney strain. In the context of kidney health, cranberries represent a strategic choice, not because they act directly on kidney filtration, but because they reduce avoidable stressors that quietly accelerate kidney damage over time.
Fruit number 4. Grapes. Grapes support kidney health primarily through their effects on blood vessels, circulation, and oxidative stress, rather than through direct action on kidney filtration. The kidneys are highly vascular organs, meaning their ability to function efficiently depends heavily on healthy blood flow. Anything that improves vascular health can indirectly reduce kidney strain, and grapes are particularly strong in this area. One of the most notable compounds in grapes is resveratrol, a polyphenol found especially in red and purple varieties. Resveratrol has been widely studied for its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, particularly in relation to cardiovascular health.
By reducing oxidative damage and calming inflammatory signaling in blood vessels, resveratrol helps preserve the integrity of the small capillaries that supply the kidneys. In addition to resveratrol, grapes contain a broad spectrum of polyphenols that support endothelial function. Healthy endothelium allows blood vessels to dilate and contract properly, ensuring steady blood flow and oxygen delivery. For the kidneys, this translates to more efficient filtration and less pressure placed on the delicate filtering units over time. Grapes also contribute to hydration. With their high water content, they provide fluid in a gentle food-based form that supports waste dilution without overwhelming the kidneys. This can be particularly helpful for individuals who struggle to maintain adequate hydration through water intake alone. From a metabolic perspective, grapes can influence insulin sensitivity when consumed in reasonable portions. Improved insulin signaling reduces chronic glucose exposure, which is a known risk factor for kidney damage. However, because grapes contain natural sugars, portion control is essential. Large servings can raise blood sugar levels and counteract these benefits. Another consideration is potassium content. Grapes contain moderate potassium levels, which makes them suitable for many people, but potentially problematic for those with advanced kidney disease. Individuals with known potassium restrictions should account for grapes within their overall daily intake, rather than viewing them as unrestricted. Whole grapes are preferable to grape juice or raisins. Juicing concentrates sugars and removes fiber, while raisins are significantly more calorie and sugar-dense due to dehydration. Whole grapes retain fiber and water, helping slow sugar absorption and improve metabolic stability. Grapes should be seen as a strategic, occasional addition rather than a staple fruit in large quantities. When included thoughtfully, they support vascular health, reduce. Fruit number 5, pineapple. Pineapple supports kidney health primarily through its anti-inflammatory properties and its relatively favorable mineral profile compared to many other tropical fruits. While it is not commonly associated with kidney-specific benefits, pineapple can reduce several systemic stressors that quietly contribute to kidney strain over time. One of pineapple's most notable compounds is bromelain, a group of enzymes known for their anti-inflammatory and protein-digesting effects. Chronic low-grade inflammation plays a significant role in kidney damage by impairing blood vessels and promoting tissue scarring. By helping to modulate inflammatory signaling, bromelain may indirectly reduce the inflammatory burden placed on kidney tissue. Bromelain is also linked to improved circulation and reduced swelling in soft tissues. Healthier circulation supports better oxygen delivery to the kidneys and more efficient filtration. While these effects are subtle, they contribute to long-term vascular stability, which is essential for preserving kidney function. Compared to many other tropical fruits, pineapple contains relatively lower potassium levels. This makes it a more accessible option for individuals who need to be cautious about potassium intake, particularly in the early stages of kidney dysfunction. As with all fruits, portion size remains important, but pineapple is often easier to fit into kidney-conscious diets than higher potassium alternatives such as bananas or mangoes. Pineapple also provides hydration and a moderate amount of fiber. Its high water content supports waste dilution, while fiber contributes to gut health and helps reduce the production of toxins that would otherwise need to be filtered by the kidneys. A healthier gut environment reduces systemic inflammation and lowers the daily workload placed on the kidneys. Preparation method matters significantly. Fresh pineapple offers the greatest benefit, as it retains bromelain activity and avoids added sugars. Canned pineapple packed in syrup introduces excess sugar, which can increase blood glucose levels and counteract kidney protective effects. If canned pineapple is used, versions packed in water or natural juice are preferable, with careful attention to portion size. Pineapple does contain natural sugars, so moderation is essential, especially for individuals with insulin resistance or diabetes. Pairing pineapple with protein or healthy fats can help slow glucose absorption and improve metabolic stability. Pineapple should be viewed as a supportive, occasional fruit rather than a daily staple. When used strategically, it contributes anti-inflammatory support, hydration, and mineral balance.
How to use these fruits safely. Using fruits to support kidney health is less about adding more foods and more about using the right foods in the right way. Safety comes from consistency, portion control, and alignment with your individual metabolic and kidney status. When approached thoughtfully, fruits can reduce cumulative kidney stress rather than increase it. Start with portion awareness. Even kidney-friendly fruits can become problematic when consumed in excess. A practical guideline for most people is one serving at a time, such as a small apple, a half cup of berries, a modest handful of grapes, or a few slices of pineapple. These amounts provide beneficial phytonutrients without overwhelming the kidneys with sugar or electrolytes. Larger portions should be reserved for individuals with excellent glucose control and normal kidney function. Pairing fruit with protein or healthy fats is one of the most effective safety strategies. Protein, nuts, seeds, yogurt, or nut butters slow gastric emptying and reduce blood sugar spikes. This is especially important for individuals with insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, or diabetes, where glucose fluctuations accelerate kidney damage. Balanced pairings stabilize metabolism and reduce downstream kidney strain. Rotation matters more than variety in a single sitting. Instead of consuming multiple fruits at once, rotate different fruits across days or meals. This prevents excessive accumulation of potassium, sugar, or specific compounds, while still providing a broad range of protective nutrients over time. A simple rotation also makes intake easier to monitor and adjust. Timing can also influence safety. Consuming fruit earlier in the day or around physical activity improves glucose handling compared to late-night intake. After meals or alongside protein-rich foods, fruit is less likely to cause sharp metabolic spikes. Liquid forms, such as juice or smoothies, should be used cautiously or avoided, as they bypass many of the natural regulatory mechanisms provided by fiber and chewing. Pay attention to preparation. Whole, Kidney health is rarely about dramatic changes or overnight fixes. It is built quietly through small, consistent choices that reduce strain long before problems become visible. The fruits we discussed are not cures and they are not shortcuts, but used thoughtfully, they support the systems your kidneys rely on every single day. This long-term preventive approach is where real protection happens, often without obvious signs until years later. If this video helped clarify how to use fruit in a kidney-supportive way, I'd like to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what your current kidney health goal is, whether it's prevention, better lab numbers, improved blood sugar control, or simply making smarter food choices. Your responses also help guide future videos so the content stays practical and relevant. If you found this information valuable, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps more people see evidence-based, realistic guidance instead of quick-fix advice that often does more harm than good. Be sure to watch the next video where we'll go deeper into everyday habits that quietly protect kidney function over the long term.